Just before we head into the video, I'd love to give a shout out to the sponsor of the channel, RL Exchange. Now, RL Exchange is the best way to buy any items or credits on any platform and at the cheapest prices so that you can build your dream setup. Go and check them out using the link in the description and use code TXC to get yourself 3% off your order. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to get free credits on Rocket League. But just before I do, I'd like to mention I'm giving away a White Octane every 1k subs on the channel, and all you need to do to enter is drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and finally join my Discord server using the link in the description down below. I might even give away an alpha cap soon because the growth on the channel has been insane, so subscribe because you don't want to miss that, and let's get straight into the video. Okay, so I recently made a video where I traded from 50 credits all the way up to a Fennec, and I think by the end of the video it actually ended up being 2 Fennecs, which is pretty insane, but I completed this in 12 trades, so really not that much at all. And in this video, I'll be teaching you how to make insane profit for yourself regardless of your inventory size or what items you have. So when I started my trading journey, I gave myself 50 credits. Now, if you don't have credits, then you can start from a drop, maybe a rare or a very rare drop, or even some items in your inventory and trade up from those and get yourself some credits. But if you have any non-crate items, maybe an anodized pearl, reaper wheel, or maybe a Cristiano already lying around in your inventory, then this will be a perfect start to your trading journey. But you basically just want to get credit, since this is the Rocket League currency, and you might be able to find yourself some very desperate traders who will give you pretty much their entire inventory for 10, 20, 30 credits. You might even find someone who quick sells their items because they don't know the proper way to sell their items or just how to get minimum value in general. So if you are just starting off, there are a few things that you need to know. First of all, what items should you actually buy and what items should you avoid? Now, first of all, it may be a good idea to completely avoid limiteds, just because most of them are very hard to sell. You can make profit on a few limiteds, but yeah, it's a little bit of a grey area. I'd say avoid them. You might be able to underpay for a limited, but there is no guarantee you'll be able to sell it, or even if you do that, you'll make profit on it. So what you do want to do is focus on buying items with high demand. Now, what this means is you want to buy items that loads of people want, so if you do underpay for any item, you'll be able to sell it relatively quickly for the minimum value and actually make profit. So what I'm going to do is show you a very high demand. It's also fairly cheap as well. It's going to be the Cristiano. I believe I've already mentioned it, but if you look on RL Insider right now, you can scroll down and see that quite a few people are actually looking for it. So this is sometimes what I do to see the demand for an item. You've just got to be a little bit careful because the RL Insider statistics aren't completely reliable. But if we take a look at a different item, for example, a Burnt Sienna Reaper, you can see there's a lot less people trying to look for it, so you know the demand isn't great. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys about item demand is I want you to understand that you need to be buying and selling the right items, because I see a lot of people in my comment section saying, oh, I've just bought an item, a painted limited, and nobody wants it. It has no demand, so of course it is not going to sell. But yeah, as I said at the start of the video, you want to start off by buying and selling items such as anodized pearl, Cristiano, non-crate items, and cheap black markets as well. You can buy more high demand items as well. This isn't all of them. There's loads of high demand items, but these are always the ones that I buy, and they make me a good amount of profit. And I would repeat this process until I have enough credits to move on to some more expensive items. For example, I'll focus again on buying high demand items, but when my inventory is a little bit bigger, I'll buy items such as Octane, Standards, Fennecs, Zombies, and Dracos, because I can make a little bit more profit on them, and they're so easy to sell. I usually underpay by about 100 credits for each of these items, so I make around 100 credits profit every time I sell them on. But what you're going to want to do is buy the other items, so anodized pearl, those sort of items to start off with before you can start to buy more expensive items, because yeah, you've got to build up your inventory a little bit. So now that I've covered what items you want to be buying, you need to know where to actually find people to trade, because it's all good you knowing that you need to buy Octane, Standards, Fennecs, maybe an anodized pearl, but how are you going to buy the items? So since you clicked on this video, you probably already have your own ways of finding traders, but I would recommend some of my own. For example, RL Garage, this is probably how I get about most of my trades, to be fair, and yeah, it's so good. Make sure you're using RL Garage. You can download it as an app or use the website. I'll put an example of some of the trades that I use on the screen right now. So for example, you can see I'm offering for a range of items, Octane, Standards, Fennecs, those high demand items, but also low demand items. So these are the trades that I'd use in my own nothing to something series, and right now my inventory is worth about 160,000 credits. So yeah, this definitely works. You can also use the RL Trading Post. It is very similar to RL Garage. I personally prefer RL Garage Garage more, it's easier to use, but Trading Post still has a pretty decent sized community, and I have got a few trades through there recently. I've started to use it a little bit more. You can only download this as an app on mobile, I believe. It's not on PC, but it's still pretty decent. Everyone will have a mobile, so yeah, make sure you're using all of these together, because obviously the more communities you have, or the more communities that you can get into, the higher chance you'll have of actually getting trades. The third method is the Xbox looking for group section, but I'm not going to go into detail about this since most of you are probably going to be on PC and PlayStation. But yeah, if you are on Xbox, make sure you're heading over to the looking for group section, and again, you can get so many trades through there. But as I was saying, RL Garage is 100% the best way, in my opinion, to actually find people to trade with. I've already shown you some of the trades that I use, but I want to let you know I do use Ultimate. It's basically a subscription that I've got, so I can post more posts. I can also bump my posts automatically, so I don't need to go through and bump all of them together. There's also an automatic reply feature, which I think is pretty good. This is not an ad, by the way. I think RL Garage is really good, so obviously I'm going to tell you guys about it because I want you to be able to make a good amount of profit for yourself as well. But I do want to show you these trades actually working. So here I'm going to be buying a Golden Series exotic for 50 credits, and I'm going to be going on to flip this for about 150 credits. I know it's not an anodized, I know it's not an anodized pearl, but it's just the same method of buying high demand items that are fairly cheap and flipping them. And I was also able to buy a burnt sienna Zomba. So as I said earlier, yeah, Zombas are high demand, really easy to sell. Luckily, I was at the point where I had enough credits to actually underpay for a burnt sienna Zomba. I'm going to be buying a white overgrowth as well. I know as well this is a limited, which I told you to avoid, but I was able to sell it for 450 credits, which yeah, was a lot of profit. So if you know that you can make profit on an item, even if I'm advising you to not buy it, just buy it, because if you can make profit and you're confident in your ability, at the end of the day, that's all that matters, because you're still going to be able to make profit. Here's probably a better example of the methods that I've suggested. So I'm buying 2 anodized for 50 credits each. Right now on Xbox, they're valued at 70 credits at the minimum value for each one, so I'm still able to make at least 40 credits in total from both of those items. Anodized pearl as well, another item which I've previously suggested. I'm paying just 100 credits here, again 150 to 250 on the spreadsheet right now. However, I might be able to get a little bit more, because anodized pearl so high in demand. Some people are even paying that middle value, so literally perfect. I was able to sell it on for 200 credits, which again is going to be so good. That was 100 credits profit off an anodized pearl. Also buying an anodized into my inventory, we now have 3, which is so good, and I'm actually going to be selling all of them together for 100 credits each. So in total, that's a lot of profit. I mean, I'm not going to lie, 50 credits profit for each of the anodized pearl, I was able to make 100 credits profit on. So yeah, make sure you're buying and selling these items, because they can make you so much profit. But that is pretty much all you need to do. I definitely recommend buying and selling high demand items. You don't need to buy and sell just high demand items. You can buy other items, for example, painted black markets, but they will be very hard to sell. So I suggest you have a little bit of experience within trading before you move on to some different items. But yeah, Octane, Standards, Phoenix, Zombas, Dracos are always going to be so good for making profit. Let me know how your trading journey goes as well. But hopefully this video has helped you out. If it has, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.